Hey guys, my name is Rui Horak, and I'm a big fan of retro gaming. I've always loved all the 1980s and the 90s video games. I started out with my Atari 2600, and before that the Odyssey. And back here, I've been collecting all the other little systems that came out. You know, the Mini Nintendo, the Super Nintendo, the one I've never owned, and then PS1. And now the latest edition is a Sega Genesis. So we're going to take a look at this real quick. I'm going to give you my quick review. Also here on the floor for comparisons, I have the old original Sega Genesis. Okay, here we go. The packaging over here. It's got a mini replica. Of course, we got Sonic on the side here. And it comes with 40 games. I'm going to do a quick scan here so you guys can see them. Now, just like all the other ones, there's a way to actually add more games to this system, and I will most likely be looking at that. If you're interested in that one, I would recommend ETA Prime. He's got a lot of really good videos on this. So, most of these other systems have they have controllers, and they have a little bitty HDMI cable that connects everything up. So, let's see what we got in the box here. I have to apologize, I do have this one-handed, so the camera's a little jerky. I'm nowhere near the professionals. Some of my other guys that are doing this every week. Okay, so packaging actually is very professional. So we go through this. They did say, or I thought they said that it didn't come with a brick, the power brick. I have one, but it's always nice to have an extra one here. And this must be the controllers. Yeah, just like the original controllers. I think they're about the same size as the regular controllers. And if I remember right, the original Genesis only came with one, so this is already cool. Okay, I'm gonna try not to be too crazy with the camera. This looks like the regular joystick. It feels about the same. Got your start-stop button here and your A, B, and C. To me, this feels just like the original one that I have in my cabinet over here. Okay, the next thing we have here is the HDMI cable. Sorry, the USB cable. Put it down. Now, the one thing I did notice about this system is, unlike the other ones, they actually have the availability. I actually didn't have any problems getting this one. I also pre-ordered the TurboGrafx 16. That's another system I wanted, but I never got as a kid. But like the Nintendo here, I paid about 5 times what it was worth at the time. Super Nintendo was a little bit easier, but the Genesis wasn't any problems at all. So, look at the size here. We got the HDMI cable right over here, but I already have my cable sitting ready to go right there. So that's the HDMI cable. And I have the manual. And of course, the main event. Tiny little box. Okay, so we're going to put this off to the side. And we're going to open this thing up here. Oh, I gotta say, this is actually pretty cute. This is the first time I'm actually doing this. The only thing I did is I broke the seal before we started videotaping. So I'm going to put the box back in the box. And unwrap this thing here. Okay, so let's do a size comparisons. Looks like the little son or little daughter of the Genesis machine. As far as comparing to the other ones, I'd say the Genesis is probably the biggest. Genesis is probably the biggest out of all of them here. So let's look at some of the details here. We got the coating, protective coating on top. Get that off of there. We have the volume knob. That looks like maybe functional. The reset key. Power. And this one even has the cartridge drawer actually slot opens just like it did on the real one. I'm really curious. Let's see on the side here. Oh wow. This actually opens. This was the expansion spot, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if the DVD sat on top of here or what the expansion was for. There we go, got it back in here. Okay, setup is actually very, very easy. You got the front USB ports, and in the back you have the HDMI and the USB. So I'll plug in the USB first. I can do this one-handed. Need some help. 1 second. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay, so that's the USB. HDMI, regular size, goes right next to it. And this one's upside down. So now we take the USB and we plug it into our power adapter. And I gotta see if I'm actually on the right setting with my remote. Hold a second, let me check some switches here. Okay, I'm going to do a part 2 on the getting this thing working and what games are on it. I will be right back.